We raise our glasses for the Otis Moon, which you can get as an add-on for Left 4 Dead 2. Just thought you should know that. It is to this day still my favorite add-on for that game, just in general. Just put everything together, campaigns, weapons, doesn't matter. Otis Moon comes out on top every time. I need to play Left 4 Dead 2 custom campaigns again at some point, though. I haven't played one in a minute. I just, if nothing else, I want to play Death Row again with some friends. I love that campaign. But I gotta see if there's, like, some new ones. I bet you there's some crazy cool ones with, like, gimmicks and stuff. I hope everyone's doing good. I wanted to do a short little stream today because I tried to do a Gmod stream last week and had to delete the VOD because some, like, bad actors got into my game that I was in and just, like, basically tried to dox me with it. So I had to delete that VOD. So I gotta start from scratch and try and get, like, some footage that I can use for a video again. I saw a map that looked really interesting today. Or a few days ago, but there's this Megastructure map from shortnamesalex called Streifen that looks really cool. I wanted to check that out. And then, I don't know, there's, like, a few, like, kind of interesting Megastructure maps in the workshop from what I've seen. I don't know. I every time I, like, look about stuff about the backrooms and just, like, big Megastructure things in general, I always see, like, the manga Blame being brought up a good bit. I should read that at some point. And then I heard about the game Metal Garden recently in another video that I watched, but I have yet to play that. But I have added it to my wish list. What's up, Shindigs? The floor LT. To be honest, I'm not that broken up about last week because I don't know. The maps were kind of cool, but, like, I don't feel like I got, like, the exact, like, sort of, I don't know. I feel like the footage I got wouldn't have been good for a video anyway. I don't know. Like, I like the maps. I just don't know, like, what I could have added to say about them. So I'm not that broken up about it. I think today will be more interesting. But you were gonna say hooligans, but put porn sprays everywhere. I mean, you could edit around that if someone did that, but the stuff from today, I mean, not today, from, like, last week, like, I think doxing is quite a bit worse. Like, I couldn't leave the VOD up for that. And it cut, like, the minigame segment I was doing short too. I don't know. It was just, like, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, worse than if it had just been porn space. Like, they changed their name on Steam to, like, what I assume was my IP address. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't gonna take a risk on that. But they had my, like, name and said, my name is this, I'm gonna kill myself. It's just, I don't know, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, my real name isn't exactly a secret, but I don't, you know how it is with these types of people. Like, you don't want them, like, you want to cut them off before they do worse. So I don't know. Like, I wasn't, like, at least I wasn't, like, that, like, afraid or anything about it. I was just like, come on, Wayne, why are you doing this? And then I left, but it is what it is. I think we'll get some more interesting stuff today. But there's some pretty interesting Megastructure maps all over the workshop that I wouldn't mind, like, checking out more of. Like, there's one called Hive Break that looks kind of cool. I think that one's for, like, a white knuckle mod. There's something called Bulkhead 2048X that looks kind of cool. There's, like, a bunch of interesting little ones. In fact, I'm gonna subscribe to that Bulkhead one now just in case. There's, like, one called Giga Khrushchevka, which come to think of it, I think I've seen this map in a video. Yeah, I need to install this. I've seen this map in a video before. There's a bunch of very interesting ones. Wait, there's also an extended one. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of very interesting ones. Okay, but I'm gonna be live for, like, a short little, like, 2 hours today. I want to get right into this. Let's see. Need to bring up the old Gmod. If we have time left over, though, that's why I wanted to install, like, some extra maps just in case. That way, if this map doesn't do it for me, then there might be some other ones that will. Or if it's, like, shorter than I was expecting, I can try and get some extra stuff for, like, maybe other videos or something. It is taking a little bit for it to come up. I think it's because it's still mounting workshop content. So I'm going to give that a second. I hope you guys are doing good. Oh, there it is. See, it's still doing that. I don't know like what hidden add-ons it's downloading. My game? My game, please. It was add-on errors that we're doing. Okay. So this is officially called GM Streifen. And I'm just going to do single player today. At least for this first map. I don't want to have like any interruptions. I want to lock in. And then once the map actually loads, I'll probably turn off the music unless there's like no ambience. I know the music isn't going to come in through the VOD, but if there's some ambience, I want to hear it to get the full kind of vibe. Also, I've been watching more movies lately while we're just waiting here. I've been making like a point to watch like a lot more movies this year, and the other day I watched The Founder about like Ray Kroc. That was kind of like That was like a movie my dad made me watch, and that was like a 3 out of 5. Like it my problem with that movie was it rushed through a lot of details for like time purposes that kind of made the movie feel a little more surface level than it should have been. I think it did a good job at like showing how much of a piece of shit Ray Kroc eventually was. Oh, there is some ambience here. I'm gonna turn this off. So that was like a 3 out of 5. And then the day after that, like yesterday, I watched Escape from Alcatraz. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, that's interesting. Where's my cinematic camera? I don't know why I'm not getting that included like right when I spawn anymore. That's a little strange. It's very dark in here. When I looked at Steam, it said it was like 88 megabit. This map? Maybe it's small. Maybe it just has a really big skybox. Holy shit, the bloom transition went crazy there. It's like the... Is it just the clouds, or does it look like the pillars out there are actually moving? I think it's just like the... I think it's just like kind of the clouds or fog going on. I don't think they're actually moving. That's kind of crazy, though. But yeah, I watched Escape from Alcatraz yesterday with Clint Eastwood. That was a very good movie. That was like, I would give that like a 90, like a 9 out of 10. Or like if it was Letterboxd, like a 4.5 out of 5. That was very good. That was from like... It's crazy. Like, it's wild to be that Clint Eastwood is a 96-year-old man now. Like, when his heyday was so long ago. That was like, what, a 1979 movie? And it doesn't feel like it was so long ago. I think the clouds mixed with your camera movement and sharp eye, whatever the head bobbing is. It's either sharp eye or it's... Like, I have sharp eye, but that's disabled. It could be smooth view, question mark? Or maybe something from the cinematic camera itself. Do I have head bobbing turned on? I don't know why I have all of these things. I was like planning to make like a... I was planning to make like a more like in-universe sort of like acted out video at some point, but it kind of got sidelined. I don't know when I'm gonna get back to it. But I was getting like a bunch of stuff to like go with that, and then that got sidelined for a bit. So I just have like a bunch of these left over. Disable head bobbing for different weapons, and that's unchecked. So maybe it's this? Or maybe it's just smooth mouse look. I have so many of these things. No, wait. No, smooth mouse look is this. I have like a toggle for that. Still, that's very interesting. To be like in here in this dark space, you look out and like that's like your first view of like the rest of this area. It kind of reminds me, like, this little area, it kind of reminds me briefly of, like, the start of Babdi. You're just, like, in this very tall part of, like, I guess not really, like, a skyscraper, but, like, a pretty big building. You're, like, looking down, you see the rest of, like, all these, like, brutalist concrete, like, skyscraper-type buildings and shit around you. Oh my god. Wait. Okay, so up above, you look straight up, and there's more of them going perpendicular to, like, the building that you're in. Now that is striking. I realize, like, the delivery I just gave for, like, the oh my god did not seem that convincing, but I am actually, like, pretty enthralled with that. But you spawn in here and it kind of, I think spawning in the middle of a building like this is definitely the way to make something like this, because it kind of lends to making yourself feel smaller in here when you look out and see the actual scale, and then you're given, like, what seems like a good few options on where to go, and you're a little paralyzed for choice at first. That is crazy. But the sound design is really doing a lot of carrying the weight here. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is really nice to start with so far. And it just goes on forever. So, like, I'm guessing the actual explorable space in this map might not be incredibly expansive, just judging on what I'm seeing so far, but, like, the skybox makes it feel a lot bigger than what it may end up being. I'm coming into this map fairly blind. I don't know actually how big or how small it is. You said it was like 88 megabytes, so I'm assuming it probably isn't that big. But you never know. You never know with these kinds of maps. Like that one, like, cyberpunk map that I played last week, I think that was in the neighborhood of like 1 to 2 gigs. And it was, like, pretty big, but it wasn't like... There was another map, Asheville, RP Asheville, that was, like, also 2 gigs, and it felt a lot bigger than what we got in that cyberpunk map, the Esper one or whatever it was called. I think it's because the cyberpunk map had a lot more visual stuff going on, like video files, GIFs, music, stuff like that, kind of packed into, like, tighter spaces. And there was that one room that was, like, lagging the shit out of, like, my game and, like, actually making the audio files bug out. And I'm wondering if that might have been, like, carrying, like, a good bit of the file size. I don't even know what it was about that area that was screwing everything up either. What's over here? See, this is, like, another really good view of, like, how big this fucking area is. Man. I feel like I've heard this sound before. Of, like, these gears, like, just kind of, like, hitting or something. Or turning. And I don't know where. I've heard it in other Gmod maps before, like, at one point. But I don't know, like, what the original source is. Here you can see, like, it goes across to, like, another area. I don't know if that's where we spawned. I think it is. You can kind of see the stairs in there. But man, you can see, like, how far it goes down from up here. That shit's wild. But I'm not seeing, like, a whole lot of, like, other explorable buildings from here. There's probably more in this direction. I need to read Blame at some point, though. Just, like, these surrealist or even, like, brutalist megastructures have just become, like, really interesting to me over the course of, like, the last year or two. They're kind of just, like, built with, like, no guidance. They kind of just are procedurally generated from, like, an algorithm. And so they feel, like, so incredibly inhuman as a result. There's no real kind of philosophy behind the why they're made. They just exist. It just exists, like, existed for a long time. 4 gigs? This map could be 5 gigs. That would be absolutely fucking insane. It didn't take that long to load. So I'm inclined to think it probably isn't that big. But we'll find out as we go. I like kind of the repeating stuff here. Yeah, I like the Megastructure maps that just feel very cold and indifferent. Which, I mean, I guess is most of them, but I like when they do that. Some parts of this kind of remind me of, like, the mega city buildings you see in Dread. Where they're just, like, really tall and kind of... There's not really a lot of nuance to them. They just are kind of made out of necessity. What else does this remind me of? Maybe, like... Equilibrium, maybe? Or... I don't know. It kind of reminds me of, like, early 2000s kind of, like, dark aesthetic stuff like Riddick and, you know, again, Equilibrium, kind of like that. It feels like this room particularly feels like a room I would see in, like, an early 2000s kind of dark, edgy action movie or something. Or in, like, I don't know, maybe a music video from around that time. It would have, like, just, like, kind of a darker kind of color grading to it. Or either darker or, like, an overly warm color grading. I wouldn't be surprised if the file size is small. It's not a lot of super fine detailing. The light maps might be low res. For all that, like, if that's all true, it still looks, like, really good. Let's turn off the flashlight in here. I wonder if I had CSM enabled, how that would look with this. I bet it would look crazy in here. Can I mess with that really quick? CSM. Or maybe server admin. Isn't there just, like, a generic, like, enable button? Or is it under options? I feel like there's, like, a thing in here for just, like, generally enabling... Oh, wait, it says it is enabled. I didn't even know I had it enabled. What happens if I disable it? It might not work on this map. I think it works on, like, specific maps that have an integration for it or something.
This motherfucker!
Jesus Christ, eating live honking goose. Thank you for the follow. Everything was, like, so quiet up until that point. Scared the shit out of me. Yeah, probably. It's not that big of a deal. Whoa. Like a big hangar almost. Oh, this is huge. Okay. This might be, like, the new most interesting room I've been in up to this point. There's, like, nothing stopping me from just falling off. Oh, you know what other map this reminds me of is, like, that Iterator map that's, like, based on Rain World that we played at one point. What's up, Mucky? I feel like that's an unfortunate nickname. I feel like you would rather just be called the second part of your name. My bad. Yeah, you should feel bad for that. You were fully in control of that. I mean, you kind of were. You clicked the button. I don't want anyone to ever follow me ever again. Yeah, that's kind of imposing. This is, like, definitely, like, the room so far that has, like, made me feel the smallest. Everyone calls you that? Okay. As long as you're good with it. I know there was, like, a room that had a bunch of these, like, jutting things in, like, an enclosed space, and it was, like, all dark. I kind of want to find that, too. There's, like, a random light source right here. What is this? Holy shit, my eyeballs. Is this meant to be doing this? Oh shit. No, I know what song that is. Thank you for low roar, but I don't need that right now. Oh fuck. Okay. Damn it. The problem is that like made the rest of the they made the rest of the sound go away. I wonder if it'd be worth it to reset the map. I love low roar. I love that song, but I cannot like get my VOD copywritten. I can't get that like DMCA strike right now. Oh, it is dark as shit in here. Like low roar is like one of my favorite bands because of Death Stranding. Am I meant to be in here? I feel like I'm not meant to be in here. I feel like this probably doesn't go anywhere, but my morbid curiosity is getting the best of me. It's a tragedy. Their lead singer like passed away like a year or two ago. I think like, maybe 2 or 3 years ago from like I want to say pneumonia or some kind of respiratory thing. Like that was such like a tragedy. Like so many of like the best artists of our time just get taken away way too soon. That shit's a bummer. We've lost, like, I mean, there's the 27 Club. We lost Ed from Ed's World. We lost Kitty 0706. We lost the singer from Low Roar. There's like a lot of just very young creators that have just been taken away like before or like during their peak. Like when they could have been making some of their best stuff. Like the last album that Low Roar put out after the singer passed away was like really good. Like it was still like I could tell like some of the songs were still like works in progress, but like for what they were, I was listening to them over and over again. I'm just like, man, it sucks like that there isn't going to be more of this. Something perhaps interesting down this hallway. You usually explore game maps. I think that's like the main thing I do. Yeah. Are you not here from like my YouTube channel, or are you just finding this through like Twitch homepage or something? Because I have like a YouTube channel full like lately that I started like kind of making videos for at the beginning of this year. That has like a bunch of exploration stuff. Well, by a bunch, I mean like a handful of videos. Pure Twitch chance. Okay. Yeah, I got back into like making YouTube videos again recently, and I've been making like a good few exploration videos and maybe the occasional video essay. I made one recently about backrooms games that got pretty popular, relatively speaking to the rest of my videos. I'm gonna come back to that. That got somewhere around like 20K, which is pretty good for me. And that was like kind of criticizing like how much shovelware and like just empty jump scare stuff there is in backrooms games nowadays, and not like a lot of quality exploration stuff. So you might be noticing a theme here. I kind of like liminal spaces a good bit, and also just very surrealist visuals and megastructures, among other things. See, now it's really starting to branch off a good bit. I feel like maybe I should go back and check that other thing and then come back here. Where was that other room? It was like around this corner. The latest YouTube video, the one, what's it called? The one in that Silent Hill-esque map. That one was fun. I'm basically trying to get another kind of long-form exploration video like that today, if I can help it. Because my next like kind of video essay, so to speak, is definitely taking longer than I would like. I'm not particularly close to finishing that yet. This is empty. I don't know, work and stuff is just getting in the way, so I need something that I can make on somewhat short notice. Guess who's back? Not you, apparently. You're the This is your first time chatting. This is your first time here. Unless you're referring to me. In which case, you're right. Oh, they're like getting really close together out in that far expanse. The sound effects are carrying a lot of weight here. You're on the wrong account? Who are you? Who's this phantom? You ever read Blame? I want to. I do want to. I've been hearing a lot about that recently from videos I've been watching. And this map itself, the description said it was inspired by Blame. I need to look into that. And they mentioned that Metal Garden game recently too. I want to play that at some point. There's a lot of interesting stuff out there. I've gone in a circle, so I need to retrace where I just was. I gotta lock in. Fuck, that's not my spray. That's not the spray I had downloaded. Hold on. I gotta do something. I gotta do something important. Why does it do this to me? Okay, never mind. I didn't actually need to. You found out? Yeah, there's been a. I've seen stuff about it from like Virtual Carbon. Maybe from. Who else have I heard about that from? I don't. The main video essayist I watch is Jacob Geller. I don't think Jacob Geller has made a Backrooms adjacent video, but like I've heard someone talking about like Dyson spheres and like how Blame is kind of like that, and like a thing about the Backrooms. And man, I wish I remembered who that was because it was a very good video. Was I here already? This is like that big hangar room, right? Yeah. There's definitely a good handful of video essays out there about this type of stuff, though. Imagine if that was one last fuck you from those people and they somehow found out how to remotely change your space. No, it's been doing this. That would be fucked up, though. But, no, the Gmod has been doing this where, like, it'll take whatever spray I had and just reverting it to, like, this default fox thing that they added, like, at some point. I don't know why. Like what are these other options? Like, here's all the ones from, like, Counter-Strike, I think. What is this? 2 barrels, 2 eye. What is this? Oh, I didn't apply it. I don't even know what these are from. Is this still from Counter-Strike? Kilroy. What is this from? Like, I've seen Kilroy before. That I don't think that's from Counter-Strike. Touchdown! Oh, that would be a really good spray to have if I didn't already have a really good spray. Pickles, what is this? My spray is on cooldown. That's still from Counter-Strike Source? I guess I never analyzed all of them or went through all of them. Don't eat the green ones, Johnny Boy brand. Are you sure? This one is also from Counter-Strike? Is this what you're telling me right now? Bio Alert animated. That seems like something from Zombie Panic. I think it's taking like the sprays from every Source game I have mounted. Surely it can't all be Counter-Strike. Like Eugene, isn't that a guy from... That, I mean, I don't think he's from Counter-Strike. If I didn't know any better, I'd actually say like some of these seem like they're from No More Room in Hell. But I don't know. I mean, they could be from Zombie Panic. I don't think No More Room in Hell is a game that I can mount on this. Is it? I know Zombie Panic is. Maybe it's from that. Gilroy's a military combat zone meme. Makes sense. Debate green, debate red. Vanessa. Who are these characters? Okay, ZPS. That's yeah, that is Zombie Panic Source. That's Left 4 Dead. BS07. Oh. Wait. No way. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is from this is from a mod I have for Left 4 Dead 2 that replaced another spray. That's crazy that that's coming in here. I wonder if this was actually supposed to be something else, and like a file I replaced for Left 4 Dead is being pulled into this. That's kind of yeah, that does go kind of hard, doesn't it? You are a poopy head. Okay, I want to go back to my spray though. I want to go back to my special spray. That one's just for me. All right, where was I before? Was this the one that went like for the circle? Am I about to make the same mistake again? I think I am. Let me go the way I wanted to go. Left 4 Dead 2 mounting. You didn't think it included sprays? You learn something new every day. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to be like a special kind of crazy to make like a whole video about how that worked. I don't think that's like a... I'm willing to bet that's not a thing that someone has made a video about. I don't know how many people would be interested enough to watch something like that. Like, you could say, like, oh man, it would be me, but like, to tell the truth, was that something you would end up clicking on if you saw it in your recommendations? Like, maybe? Maybe. I could, depending on the day, maybe I could. If there wasn't, like, much else, but I don't know if it would be my first choice. Commission a video for one viewer specifically. They could commission me for it. What's like, how long would that video be, do you think? Like 20 minutes? 15 minutes? What's my hourly rate? What's my like hourly rate divided by 4 for that? How much do you think my time is worth? $300 bananas. Here's your 300 bananas. California minimum wage. Is that still $15? You're gonna tell me, like, divided by 4, I'm only worth $4.25? To make, like, a 15 to 20 minute video? Do you know how much time that takes? Whatever minimum wage is, I don't think I'm worth that. Purplest of Homers of Simpsons. I think I'm starting to hit that point of this map where I'm starting to feel a little aimless. I feel like I've been here, but I don't know for sure. I think this map is kind of on the smaller side, just judging from what I've seen so far. Because I'm hitting a lot of dead ends. $16.90. I'm gonna need more than that. I'm just gonna lay down the law here to make a video that long. I am not doing it for $1. Like, I'm not doing it for $1 a minute of footage. It takes a long time to source a lot of that, and then even longer to like cut down all the clips and then edit them and everything like that. I would need like at least $300 to like custom make a video for somebody of that length. And that's like a low conservative estimate. I might need to do a no-clip run of this map and see if there's something I'm missing. I feel like I'm just missing a turn somewhere, though. I mean, let's take a peep here and see just how much we're working with. So there's like the skybox down there. I feel like I must not have been in all of these rooms. There must be something I'm missing. Like these are just like kind of isolated little spaces, like, and a lot of them hit dead ends. Like this was this the spawn room? No, I don't think it was. Where have I not been? I've been here. This is okay. So this came from spawn room, and then I came over here, and there was like this one isolated room. Maybe all of these pillars lead somewhere that I didn't actually check. No, seemingly not. What else is there? What's in this room? This looks out into like a bunch of the pillars. Have I seen this visual yet? Maybe not from like up above like that. I've seen this. I have seen this. Yeah, there's like a vibe of like just kind of pure randomness to the generation of everything. That's kind of what strikes the most about it. So yeah, you would go that. There's like the big hangar room. I think I have seen everything, unless hold on, you would go through here. I know you could go to the hangar thing, but if you kept going this way, I swear there was like, okay, this is the room I was thinking of. So there's like all these pillars here. So yeah, I've seen that too. I think I have seen everything. Let's take a look at like the skybox really quick though. So here you can see like all of the clouds and stuff. Some of these look really big even from... What is this guy doing here? Where would I have seen this? Who is this creature? There's a little Easter egg for you. So my game, the multiplayer, I tried doing that like last week and I got like people that doxed my shit. So I don't think I want to do that today. Maybe after like a brief like cooldown or something. They have like sparks? Where's that coming down at in the map? What do you mean? People like came into my game when I set it to multiplayer, like on a stream I did last week, and they tried to dox my IP. I gotta be really iffy about letting strangers in. Usually, if I'm like doing multiplayer stuff like on stream, I'm letting people from like that I know from my community in. But like complete strangers, I kind of have a moratorium on that right now. But all the more reason to join the Discord and like get affiliated with everyone else. Because once I know someone for like long enough in the community, like once I've seen them around a good bit and I know they're like at least like a casual viewer, if not a regular, like I'm way more willing to trust somebody once I've seen them around a good bit. Then I'm like, yeah, dude, come on in. Yeah, there was an interesting little creature there. What about over in like the hangar area? I don't think there's going to be much else out here, but you can kind of see like the outside of it from here. Pretty cool. Although the sound just kind of completely stopped for a bit. No top to it. It'd be kind of cool if you could see like the roof, but you're not meant to. It's meant to feel a lot bigger. Once you kind of get out of the illusion, then it's like it doesn't feel so big. But it felt like for a while like very isolating once you were just kind of inside for a while. I don't think there's anything else. I think we've seen everything in this map. And we've only been live for like 45 minutes or so. You've joined my lobby once back in January. I have no idea. My memory shit. I half the time I stream, I don't even remember what I'd say 5 minutes after I say it, and then someone has to remind me. Okay, so I mean, we do have a good bit of time left over. What was that like? That other map I was just talking about. There's the bulkhead one from before, but there was like also there was like a Russian named one that looked really interesting. It started with a K. Other? No. I think it started with a K. Oh, this. I'll probably do the regular one to start with because the extended one was an edit. Jacob Geller did a great video on naissance. What is that? Video game megastructures that make you feel temporary by Daryl Talks Games. I don't know if I've seen that one, but that's an intriguing title. I might have to look that up. What is naissance? How old is that video? Have you seen his video about like the first person stuff recently, by the way? That was a very good video. That video made me end up watching Nickel Boys, and that was like, holy shit, that was a good movie. Oh. You just spawn here in just like this tiny room. Very dark outside. You can see like another kind of either neighboring building or like another room jutting out just outside of this. I've seen this map in a video before, and I feel like there might be a lot more to walk around in this one. Did you hear an animal? Every Geller video is appointment viewing at this point. Love the first person one. That one was great, yeah. I rarely miss an upload from him anymore. Ooh. Okay, now the ambience is hitting. If I didn't know any better, I feel like some of the like the psi emission damage from Stalker games are being sampled here, or at least part of like what this sound is. Like very slowed down, maybe. I could be wrong. Like there's some Half-Life stuff going on here, and I think there's also some Stalker psi emission stuff here. I'm sorry. I turned off the fishing today. Hold on. Let me go into mod view and I can refund that for you. Give me a second though, because I don't have access to mod view just from OBS. Just because I wanted to record a video or like see if I could get something from a video, I just didn't want the lurkbait stuff to come up over everything else and like potentially ruin me talking about something important, and then like that thing is just over in front, and it's like someone, if they're watching a video about this, would be like, what's that about? It would kind of like interrupt the flow. Reward requests queue. I will refund those points. Luckily I did not have too many in the queue. Yeah, the soundscape here is very interesting. I like this a lot. I know it's not completely original, but I think the combination of everything kind of puts this right on par with the sounds from the other map we were just looking at. I don't know if I would say I feel as isolated from it. Like, it definitely feels alien. It definitely feels, like, unnatural, but is it as isolating as what we heard from before? I think, like, the lack of, like, as much reverb is like a slight detail that is missing that could. I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. I'll come back to that. Someone's been here. Or I could just go up this one. Or down. Give you the creeps. Imagine that's kind of the point. What the hell happened up here? Oh, you can't even go up past this. Okay. Maybe the other stairwell will let me? I'm kind of surprised there's not like another doorway here. But I guess that's probably intentional. In making it feel very unnatural. Okay, now it's just like oddly quiet. I want to go out on like this balcony. Is there a way out to that? Hell yeah. Oh, well, so I thought. At least you can get a good view of it from this room. This reminds me of like Twin Peaks, like The Return. Like the first episode, I think, of that, where what's his face? Cooper is just in like, I think still in like the Black Lodge or something. And he's just like looking out from like a balcony quite like this one. Like a brutalist concrete balcony out into like just the nothingness. It has like a very similar vibe to this. Not to give like anything really spoilery from that show. If you haven't seen it, I'm trying not to give like any real plot details. But footsteps? Was that meant to be there? Corpse model appears in Ravenholm screenplays. That's just like obligatory for so many horror maps on the workshop in this game. You can see another building over there. Which show? Twin Peaks: The Return. More graffiti over here. A gun. I'll be real with you, I wasn't as big on it as I was like the first 2 seasons. I actually felt it was like the weakest of the 3. Mainly, I just didn't like what they did to some of the existing characters' writing. I felt like the writing for Andy and whatever the secretary name, what her name was, like I felt the way they wrote them for that last season was kind of, I don't know. I ended up by the end of that season liking them a lot less as characters because of the way they were written. I was just like, every time they showed up on the screen during that season, I was like, please just get them off. I don't know. So, something about the way they treated those characters from that last season just felt a little annoying. And I liked them in the first 2 seasons. I want to go down there. I feel like it's probably out in the skybox somehow, but I'm curious. It hits the more of the David Lynch's work you're familiar with. I do get the dejection around the old characters' writing, but I liked it for what changed. There were some good bits to it, too. Like, it's not all bad or anything. Like, it was still a good TV. I just, there was some things I would have done differently. Nothing's perfect. How do I get, like, back to where I was? I don't even know how I got up here. At least I found a way back down. Was this just from the staircase from before? Is there not more to this? No, this doesn't even reach here. I'm not even sure if this is the same staircase I was just at. I think... No, this is the other one. I think they both just kind of hit like a ceiling of trash. This might be actually access to a balcony we can hang out on. Oh, here we go. Now we're cooking. Whoa. Now you can get a real sense of like the scale here. That's huge. And it goes all the way down there, and there's like another building. It's like a building stacked on top of another building. I love watching explorations of source maps because why get tetanus or mesothelioma by doing real urbex when I can enjoy it from the comfort of my computer chair? I mean, they're also just urbex videos from like channels like The Proper People are really good for that too. You can watch them do it, and it's still like a pretty cozy vibe from like the way they edit and like talk. They're very quiet. Or like, you know, they don't want to be loud because otherwise they'll get caught. But I don't know. There's like sort of an ASMR aspect to their videos. Shy? I don't think I've heard of that one, but I could look it up. Yeah, the sense of scale in like a lot of these maps and like how they do isolation is very interesting. Which I'll give you a hint on what like that next like video essay I'm making is. Like if you like that sense of isolation and like really big maps and stuff like that, I think you'll like the video that I'm working on. How do you pronounce that? Is this another separate stairwell, or is this just... It kind of hits like a thing up top like that. Shy, okay. This might not be that big of a map either, but maybe the extension version has some more sauce. Same kind of thing here, but there's like these wooden planks kind of carrying across, like maybe someone had tried to climb on the outside maybe from somewhere. Is this window open? No. But maybe it could have been at some point. You never know. I think I've been here before though. I think I'm starting to go around in circles again. May need to do that no clip run. I think this map is pretty simple. Yeah, it's mostly like these rooms and the stairwells, and that's kind of it. What's up in these places though? Is it just skybox? I think it is. This shit looks crazy from out here though. Like imagine if you could explore all of this. This reminds me of like a game, like one of those like friend slap games that I've seen around where like you're in an elevator and you have to like get out and scavenge things to feed to the elevator or it eats you or the building eats you or something like that. I think it's called Kletka. I wonder if it's based off of this. Like not the Gmod map, but like the kind of creepy pasta community or writing community that this is based on. I forget exactly what it's called because it's like in Russian. But I wonder if that game is kind of based off the continuity of that forum. I think that's all there is here. Let me go under, see if there's anything else. Maybe there's like a hidden skybox thing somewhere. If there is, I can't freaking see anything. This. Oh, there's a kill. Is it kill trigger?
Watch out!
Whatever that is, my body like actually like disappeared or got stuck. Let me try the expanded version of that and see what's different. Hurt trigger, yeah, I'm sorry. My brain gets stuck. Point hurt. Trigger hurt. Trigger underscore default underscore gib. which is not a real thing. That's just my friend Bert's username. But it sounds like it could be real. Trigger underscore breakdance. Sexy underscore dance in Gmod. There was that interloper painting or graffiti on the wall that I noticed. Oh, you know, now that I think about that, I wonder if that would have. Maybe there was an Easter egg there that I missed. Probably not, but like, I don't know. Oftentimes when I feel like when I see that thing now, it like there's like some hidden thing behind a wall. Oh, I was a Gmod kid like ever since I was 9. I was watching the Gmod Idiot Box when I was a kid. I got like really into this from that. They actually spawn you out on the balcony this time, and there's like more, at least like a couple more floors of like balconies here. More props in the rooms. Get my camera again. It's interesting that they placed all of these boxes around here for this one. But they have actually... hold on, actually. Wonder if they added more to the stairs. Looks like it still hits a stoppage up top, but wouldn't hurt to at least check. Same deal. What was the expansion then? What did he add? Other than like props. I need to play just more actual Half-Life mods too. I see Jolly Wankor play like a good bit of them, and I haven't like gotten around to a lot of those yet. There's probably a lot under the surface there. See, there was like an animal I just heard. I don't know like where that's coming from. Like a swamp creature. I feel like someone's gonna like look at this map though and just be like, oh, I could get chased by next bots here. Hold on. Was this here before? Or was this how I got up in the other map? The ramp. It is very cramped, but it feels like the type of like vibe, like this kind of the long corridors and like rooms that you duck into. Oh, here's this thing again. Eh. Nothing, I guess. Doesn't really seem to lead anywhere. What's this though? What's this doing here? At least this one has a doormat. I don't know. I would think when someone says like their map is an extension, they would add like a lot more explorable space. There's not even like... So far, most of what I've seen is just more boxes. A woven doormat. It almost looks like it could have been like wicker. I don't think it is, but... Probably more of... Yeah, I mean, it probably is just... Yeah, like woven threads. That'd be fucking weird to have like a wicker doormat. What would even the point of that be? It just kind of seemed like a pattern like similar to it. I guess it kind of goes longer in this direction. I don't feel like it went this far down before. Like maybe it's just more a horizontal layout of like more... What's that doing there? The radiators aren't even frozen. You know, I was kind of hoping to see like rooms that just had multiple radiators in them, like something that just kind of like all these props that are like laid out. Like it's a lot of boxes and stuff. Like I was hoping maybe there'd be rooms that just had like kind of repeating or like too many um Like, okay, this one, see, this one has like 2 radiators, but I don't know, you could still maybe take it as just like 2 connected apartments, although this one doesn't have a stove. And then again, like, I mean, these 2 radiators are too close together, but I don't know, I like it. Something I like in liminal spaces is when a room just has like a layout that doesn't make sense, or like too many of one certain piece of furniture or something, or the furniture is like weirdly shaped or it's too long. Like in the Complex Expedition or Kane Parsons like backrooms videos, you have like the really long chairs with like the obnoxiously long legs. Hoping that would have gone somewhere. What do we got in here? Whoa. But I can actually walk around in here. I was kind of oh, well. I was kind of thinking it would just be like, oh, you're outside of the map. You can't leave no clip from here. You're just frozen in space. I don't think there's a whole lot extra going on in this version. I think it's kind of just a bit longer in one direction. Let me do a no clip of this one and just see. Like if I had put these together side by side, I don't think I could have told you it was a different map. In fact, this looks like almost exactly the same other than like the boxes. Am I missing something? No? I think that's all there is. Oh, wait. Oh! Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, there is something over here. Wait, this door was open. Did I just not... Did I just miss this? I went down that way. I guess I didn't, like, further go to the right. Okay, so you can jump out this hole in the wall. I don't think this was here in the other map. You can actually, like, actually climb out on the wooden things. And then there's, like, a thing that breaks down there. I don't think that was there before. What's going on there? This might be new. I can. Here, Ken, this is for you. My special spray. I should probably update the stream title to reflect that we're not on that one map anymore. Um, just to be like that, I guess. What is with your obsession with purple? You're an interesting critter. Okay, it does kind of loop back around to this one door that I was at, though, so I guess it's not, like, anything that crazy. It's probably everything new that was there. I don't think there could be much more other than that. Did I hear music? That might just be part of the existing soundscape. I thought I heard, like, an old radio or something. Yeah, I think that's all there is. Okay. There's that, what is it? The bulkhead map? That one seems kind of promising. Check that one out. Only I could join. Blame the people that tried to dox me last week. And again, like, I gotta, I think when I'm doing, like, these streams, I feel like I need to see people that I know in the community. I feel like I'm gonna be kind of shut off from letting, like, strangers in for a little bit. I need people that I have added on Steam, or that I can add on Steam that I already know them. I don't even know how they joined. I'm wondering if it was like um I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it was when I used ulib to change the map and like game mode into something else. I'm wondering if that somehow made it open to other people joining. Or maybe how like the mini games game mode works. I don't know. Cuz I feel like it has no, cuz I've had strangers join when I was doing sandbox before too. I'm wondering if there's just like a problem with peer to peer, or if I need to disable like the Steam networking aspect of it, so that like people can't just join through like a Steam server browser or something like that. Because those guys joined like out of nowhere. I didn't have them added, and I had like the setting for peer to peer to be. Did I have it on friends only? Maybe I didn't. Yeah, it was Gmod. But like I'm not saying like, oh, if you were on the thing once, then I just trust you. Like I'm sure you were on the stream at some point, but like I haven't like I need people that like for these to join for them to join. Like I need to see them around in like my Discord community so I know who they are. I need to like verify that they're like there to actually like hang out and be a part of the community. Oh fuck, I still have that skill roll add-on. Oops. Did I do that? I'm gonna clean up the map. Those bottles are really important. You could host a dedicated server, like one that I have to buy, or hold on. What do we? My brain isn't working. I feel like peer to peer is still the way to do it. I feel like I have to like finagle with some settings though. Like maybe if I wasn't using peer to peer friends only, I'd do that. Or if peer to peer is like has like a problem, then I'll do like see if there's like some way I can make it so it's like a closed thing somehow. There used to be a thing where changing map with ELX could strip the password from the session. I'm wondering if it has something to do with that. I wonder if that maybe wasn't fixed. And set it up for it. No, I'm good. I'm gonna. It's a thing that I would prefer to figure out myself. What year is it? I think I know what year it is. So this is that bulkhead map. Who? Let me get a read on who made this really quick. I should have said that for the other one also. Um, so the bulkhead map is made by someone named Caffeine or Caffeine, like Kaff4ine. This is Bulkhead 2048X. The one who made the other map, the original one. If I could type Megastructure properly. That was Giga hyphen Shevka, and that was I can't read that name. It's in Cyrillic. I cannot read that name. There's a 21 in their name. I can read that part, and their profile picture is a green toaster. But I can put the link to that in the chat at the very least. And then while I'm at it, um, here's the link to the bulkhead map, and here's the link to the original Streifen map we were looking at. What is the? Hold on. I also want to see what the backstory of this map is, if there is any. I'm sure that someone's probably written something. Okay, maybe not. It just says it's a map made for the 2048 cubed map contest. And the entire map has to fit within the contest size limit of 2048 by 2048 by 2048 units. So this might not be too big either, but then again, I don't know how big 2048 units cubed is. There's like multiple ways you could go here too. So does this end up being a megastructure then? These don't go anywhere, but this does. Whoa. It's a long way down. Very cramped staircase. Feels like more like a bunker or like a rocket silo or something than like an unforgiving megastructure, but there are like apartment rooms here. I mean, this has like a lot of kind of vanilla SDK textures and stuff from like Half-Life. So there might not be anything like too crazy or new here. Oh, there's a Half-Life 2 poster in that room though. That's kind of fun. Oh, but you can see like another connecting building just very weirdly close. And like an electrical tower up there. Behind like the bike. Fuck it, nothing. Go in here. Here's like a way down. I feel like if I go this way, I'm gonna get lost though. This goes pretty far. And then there's another staircase here. And it lets out into like some kind of perhaps maintenance tunnel of some description. You can hear like the ventilation kind of going around. We got here a ladder that goes further down. And like a little barred window. Oh, it's like flooded down here. But then you can go all the way, you can go all the way back up. But the box is blocking. Oh, Jesus Christ. They do not want me to climb up here. They like covered the way down with like a bunch of stuff to like maybe dissuade people from coming up or down. Oh. Okay, this was like the room that was all filled with trash before. So now I'm back about where I started. More water down that way. Don't like how that opened up on its own. I passed like some trigger, I guess, to make it do that. What's down the elevator shaft? Flooded down there too. I would have been curious to see if there was like some lore about this, but there's none on the description page for it. It's just kind of this map just kind of exists, I guess. That elevator thing doesn't open. What about up here? Anything? No, it kind of just goes up for no reason. Unless there's some way I can get this elevator to go up. I break this. No. Maybe there's another way to access the door itself. From like up above, if I go down from another way. Or pressing the button does nothing, so it's probably out of order. And that, we've seen that, so we could go back down this way. Not like how... Oh shit, you can really just fall down there, huh? Was that where that box was that I broke before? This is also blocked, but you can't really see what's past it. I don't think we're moving the box there either. Another ladder. That door doesn't open, and that probably just goes all the way back up. This break? It does, but I don't want to kind of go in there from the wrong way yet. There might be another way to come back down here. Oh, that actually opens, okay. And there's another vent right here. And that goes to the maintenance tunnel from before. We've seen that already. There's a vent. Or like a fan. And then another vent right here. That's where I fell earlier. I don't think that's baked into the map. What we got here? 2048 for the contest. I wonder if those are like delineating like anything about where like the boundaries of the map are. This goes back to where we spawned. Like, hey, this is like where the 2048 like boundary is. Or something. Do you remember who joined you? No. I just know it was like some guy in like a freaking Tung Tung's the Horror like player model. I could probably go back and like look at the player names. They're probably still in my recent players, but I blocked them anyway. So they wouldn't, I don't think they would rejoin again unless they made alts. This doesn't go anywhere either. You can kind of see like it just kind of goes out into a map boundary from out there. Was his username in Chinese or Korean? I don't know. Game overview. No. I think they were like Russian or something. And then they like changed their names. I've gone back to this guy's like profile, and now he's impersonating like another friend of mine. What the fuck? Don't like that. Probably tell my friend about that. Why doesn't this door open? Does this lead somewhere? Oh, what the? Was I supposed to find something to get in here? Or was this never finished? There's like a button in here though. Is this like an actual deliberate dev room? Oh. I could very easily just press the button, but this must be deliberate because I don't know. Why would it like just let out into this view of the silo though? You can't really see it from like you can see into the dev room from up here. It might actually just be unfinished. Because they said they made the map under like kind of they had to make it under a month for a contest. They could have just locked this off as a place that they didn't finish. Because it lets back out into the spawn. I don't know if that was deliberate or not. That could just be a room that they didn't finish. How was it an interloper reference? That might be all for that map too, unless I'm missing something down this way. There's the train thing. I think we gotta go back down through the vent over here. Seated. There's the barrel. That goes down to where I fell earlier. Find space hazardous atmosphere, air supplied, respirator required for entry. You are a bane of my existence. Fuck you. Item. Yeah, I guess I probably shouldn't have expected much from this one, given that it had to be made under such a small size. Let's do a no-clip run. Yeah, I wonder what the point of this is. And then, like, also just kind of this separated silo that I don't know if we had a way to reach, unless... Where are we getting to... Where are we getting to this from? What is this whole side of the map? Whoa, wait. How are we getting to this? This is... This is a lot more interesting than the other parts of the map we were seeing. What's... Guess that actually doesn't go anywhere. But there's a ladder. With a really interesting... castle. It looks like Lothric Castle from Dark Souls 3 a little bit. Giving me, like, vibes of that. Flooded thing here, and then... Wait, what is all of this? There's a lot more to this map. Wait a minute. Whoa. And that goes down here. I think we've been here before. The 2840 thing. Could I have climbed up to reach this? No. A one-way trip. There's the... Okay, there's the elevator thing. So if I just kept going this way, I guess I missed something. And there's a code of 0110. That's locked. Where would I have used this? If anywhere. Or is it just... Is it just nothing? Door doesn't open here. Okay. Okay, so this area is above, I think, the spawn point. It is. This looks out into the little garage area. Then it comes back to the elevator. Is there like another way to access everything else from here? Because this also looks out into like that little... Oh. Oh, it's a different one. It's a different kind of apartment view area. Where was all the extra stuff I was just looking at? Hold on. Let me go back to the silo area and just kind of retrace my steps a bit. So that was... How did I reach this point? Like, this is really interesting to me. There must have been, like... Hold on. I'm gonna climb up here. I jump up onto this, and then... Okay, so that doesn't go any higher up. Still, this is a lot more interesting of an area. This goes, like, all the way down. Oh, God, okay. That sent me right back up. That would normally be a kill trigger, but the ragdoll mod I have makes it so that things that would otherwise kill me just kind of make me fly up as a ragdoll instead. That actually opens. Okay. And then here's this, which this goes to the exhaust fan. Although I can't seem to actually go into the vent here. It's like locking me out. But this, if you were to go in, it would fall all the way down here. It's not like that I did that. Why is that like a hurt trigger? That's weird. Okay. That leads to this elevator thing here, and if I keep going, there's a door that leads to a storage room. With like an upper sort of loft or like upper storage space. It has a security room that I cannot go into, and there's nothing there. Okay. What else? There's the bunch of balconies we can see down there. And then you go over here, and then there's nothing. Door doesn't open, but there is this clipboard here for some reason. Which I believe is just... Yeah, the Mark V has just environment suit. It's just from another game. I think it's probably from Black Mesa. If I had to guess. What happens if you try and dip down this way? I mean, there's the ladder from before, I guess. Okay. Did I figure out how you would have gotten here? From everything else? I don't think I figured that out. Unless... You can't open the elevator doors from this side. And there's nothing else at the top of the ladder. What was... I'm just trying to figure out like what the organic path to reach this point would have been. Whatever it is, I'm not seeing it here. There is a ladder here, though. Hold on. Could I have reached up here from somewhere else in the map? Or is that maybe just a way to get back down? Because I'm not seeing a way to get up here. I don't know. Could I have gotten here from down below? There's the Half-Life room, I guess, but you wouldn't be able to get out from that. I guess if I had just kept going from the elevator thing, I could have gotten there. I'd climb up the ladder. And then I would be here with this, then you could go around here. And eventually, you would reach the silo thing that way. So, okay, that's how you would have reached it. Okay. That's a pretty cool map. I wouldn't call this a megastructure map, though. It seems like it could have been. Just from, like, the thumbnail, but... I don't know how this got lumped in with that. I wouldn't really call this a megastructure. It's kind of like a weird layout. Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it's, like, not extremely expansive in a way that would make you feel like, oh, this is, like, an actual... Like, it doesn't remind me of Blame. It doesn't remind me of, like, the expanse of the backrooms. It doesn't make me feel like I'm, like, in an infinite expanse, like in a Dyson sphere sort of thing. That might be all of the mega structure type maps I thought I at least thought I had found today, but there are like I have like a bunch of other maps too. I downloaded like some other maps from shortnamesalex that I might want to look at too. Um as soon as I remember what they are. If I just type in Alex, what would come up? Otherwise I'd have to look at for his name on the workshop again. I wish I could sort this by like which ones I had installed most recently. That would be nice. Also, I still haven't looked at this map. This map is interesting too. I might just do that just because we're at this point where I can just kind of do that. Why not? This one's called Attic Memories, I think. You just confirm. Yeah, GM underscore Attic Memories. And I'm assuming that this is probably just a recreation of someone's actual attic. They're Marshall 2009. They're a plus Marshall. I don't know if that's like based on like Left 4 Dead graffiti or if that's actually relevant to the person who made this. There is a lot of Left 4 Dead stuff in here though. Like Midnight Riders is in here, Jimmy Gibbs. More Midnight Riders stuff. Oh, guitar from Dark Carnival. Is that the Firecrackers or is that no, it's a Yellow Pages thing. This. Oh, Prego. A lot of interesting, like, old kind of props and stuff here. Like the old radio, the remote there that goes with it. A lot of these are also Counter-Strike props. The hats are from Counter-Strike. The music. Not the radio itself, but the music is from Counter-Strike. I like the old computer model they have set up here. I'm going to use the actual regular camera for this so I can zoom in. He even has, like, a ham and cheese sandwich just sitting on his plate there. Whoa! Whoa, big brother. Oh, the world bad. Wish I could kind of read this under the light. It's like a list of groceries. Blend mother is gonna get you. Person with a blender on their head. Is this? No. I don't think that's like midnight. I don't think that's Daft Punk. I think that's something else. Morning fruit. Midnight tang. Interesting. Interesting assortment of notes. Hello. My name is Keith and I'm going to die here. Okay, so that's from Left 4 Dead. Like the fly swatter that's also just on the wall. I think this might also be from Left 4 Dead 2 because it kind of fits the timeline. Because that game came out in 2009, November of 2009. It could be that they had like a baby in the apocalypse or something. I could be wrong, but is this from the family of the person who made the map? Would be a pretty old photo, just judging by like how everyone's dressed in their hair, though. Hard to say. Could be from like his parents or something. Spectroleum. Lost dog. Don't let the infected bite. Maybe also like a Left 4 Dead thing or a generic zombie thing, maybe. Oh no! Dude. Turn the TV on, doesn't matter what channel. They killed John Lennon. He's one of the male citizens from Half-Life. I don't know what some of these other things are. This one has like a label, but it's hard to read exactly what it says. Missing, and then like a date. I miss you. Midnight Rider. So these are more things from Left 4 Dead. Environmental storytelling. I don't know what this is. That could be anybody. That could be freaking anybody. Metallica, Summer 83. I think a lot of this is like Left 4 Dead stuff. There's a chair from Counter-Strike. I love these, like... I miss these kind of old, like, TV cabinets. We had one of those in, like, my house when I was a kid, and, like, when our walls were, like, a lot of them were just kind of, like, a darker... Like, it was, like, this wood, but, like, darker. I miss, like, when a lot of the furniture in houses was wood like this. That was very... It was a very comforting time, or a very comforting aesthetic for me. I think I kind of commented on that a bit in, like, the very first, like, Gmod exploration video I made at the beginning of this year, where I was like in a cabin in the middle of the woods. It kind of like gave me a very similar vibe to what's going on here. So it's just a huge stack of newspapers. Like, it also reminds me a bit of like the house that Walt was staying in near the end of Breaking Bad where he was like living out on his own. Oh, you can actually see like a guy just sitting out, like two people sitting out there on the campfire. That's a nice touch. Can you even leave the attic here, or is this all there is? No, it's just this room. Day to remember. 2003 calendar. Surprisingly high detail. Like none of the text is really like it's all legible. I would not have expected that. And then there's all of the Midnight Riders. I've never even seen this poster before. That's actually new to me. Alive at the Cleveland. Hold on. Let me see if there is anything I'm missing here. You can actually kind of see like, whoa. It's a weird texture for a roof, but yeah, I mean, you can kind of see like the general shape of the house. Even chill with these guys down here. He actually talks.
Same here.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting layout for this map. I'm gonna take a seat if you don't mind. Close enough. Sorry, am I like interrupting something? The sound of the fire here is also very cozy to me. It always has been. Oh, what the? What's that about? I pressed E on him and he became red. And him too. And you? Is this from an add-on that I have? Oh, shit. My bad. Did I do that? Okay. I got time for like another map or two. Let me make sure there's not already something kind of going on. Oh, someone pinged me for something. Oh, TF2 this Sunday with the Xbox 360 Summer Gang. That'll be fun. And then are we playing in 2 weeks? Oh, wait. Okay, for next week. For the week after. Hot Zombies would be fun. I would do that. Halo ODST would also be fun, but we did just do Halo. What else is going on? We're going into VR chat soon because that's what I'm doing with my friends later. VR in 45 minutes. So yeah, I'll probably end soon. I am getting kind of hungry anyway. Yeah, let me look for like one more map from shortnamesalex. And then we'll probably call it there. So I gotta eat something. For all I know, it might be in another map category. There's an awful lot of maps in here that I haven't played yet. Public indoor swimming pool. I think that might be one of the ones I wanted to look at. Because it looked like very urbexy to me. Let me do that one. The vibe of this map was it's like a pool that you felt like you had been to before, but it's like all abandoned and nature's reclaiming and it's all like gross now and it's like I think he said you could smell blood or something. Let me find a description for that while this is loading. If it will let me find it. I have to like actually go to his shop. Wish I could like search for a specific map within his like list of ones that he had made. It's kind of annoying that it doesn't let you do that. What is this one called? Like specifically? Whatever it is, he made it a while ago. Maybe I missed it, actually. Hold on, let me go back. If I go to the actual thing, let me go to his like greatest hits playlist. And if I control F that, I can find a pool. Perhaps. The Atlantic swimming pool. You find a derelict swimming pool near your hometown. The smell of sewage and dry blood filled the air. You felt like you've been here before. This was once a very lively place. Now it's waiting for Mother Nature to take over. What happened here? So it's based off of liminal spaces and infra. It took him 3 weeks to make it. And he wanted to light the entire map using natural light. So this should be interesting. It makes me not want to use a flashlight if I can help it. Let's try that. So you come in, already like really strange feeling, like you just look out and there's just nothing. Like maybe you're high up in the sky, which would be even weirder. It's like dark. The electricity's been out for like a long time. Or at least it's out when you get here. I kind of want to use my flashlight here though. See like the advertisements and stuff like on the wall, on the corkboard and whatnot. Like an office room that was kind of maybe even ransacked. All this stuff is just on the floor. Like maybe someone was like improvising to work on something, but more or less it actually looks like squatters were here. See the mattress on the floor with the beer. So somebody was probably like ransacking it for stuff. Maybe even for like parts for the computer. Perchance. Spill of a liquid on the ground. I think probably most of this stuff was probably over here on this desk before, and it was just moved over since then. But yeah, this place has been left abandoned for a long time, and people have just started living here. Okay, so that goes around to the back. More alcohol left alone, a lot of it kind of all over the place. Concrete and rebar falling from somewhere. A lot of wall damage, leaves coming down from like the missing ceiling here. It makes more sense for that to be here. I don't know how it got over there though. You can see there's like plant, like vegetation starting to grow both on the roof here above like the drop ceiling and then coming down from like the brick wall over there. Graffiti starting to get all over the place. This door is locked. I saw this in the City of Silence map too. I was like remarking about it during the stream I did for that one. So this is like a reused asset, I guess. More like kudzu or ivy kind of coming down too. There's a furnace and then like a ladder that's just kind of been brought in here. This might have been kind of like a utility room at some point, I guess. Or maybe also potentially used as storage. And you come over here and here's like the actual kind of pool room. This is a very big area. I'm kind of surprised how much like open room there is before you actually get to the pool itself. I haven't seen much of anything like that before. But the natural light kind of coming in, like Alex said in the map description, is really strong here. I actually really like how this looks. And the pool reflecting is kind of alluring, or at least it would be if it wasn't for the fact that the water was like brown by this point. You can't even really see hardly through it anymore. It's like very gross. So, I mean, it's possible that like the smell of sewage is coming in from just getting in here. This would probably be deadlier of a swim than like if you were to actually just go for like a swim in like the water around like the Statue of Liberty or something, or just out in that general body of water in New York. Or if you were to swim in like the harbor in Baltimore or somewhere like that, like in the general like water of like a city where all this industry is. I would not recommend that. But like back in this place's heyday, there might have been like some really strong kind of vibes that someone would have later once they hadn't like did any swimming here for a while. It's weird how this one's like this pool is a bit separate from like the rest of it, unless it like kind of goes through here. No, it's like kind of a wading pool, but there's a deeper part to it as well. I would like to think maybe it's like a pool meant more for kids if it's like smaller like this, but it does go pretty deep. Like you could fully submerge yourself. Like this is at least like 6, maybe even dare I say 7 feet deep, perhaps even 8 feet. And then this one, for the sake of science, is definitely like at least 12, just based on prior experience. When I went to like a pool in my neighborhood when I was a kid, like the bigger pool would go 12 feet deep. I don't know if I've seen a pool that goes deeper than that. At least not personally, but I know there are some pools that exist in the world that are deeper. There's some that are meant to be like you would have to swim in scuba gear to like reach the bottom of them. Like, they go very far deep, and it's like it almost feels like you're swimming through a megastructure. Um, something like that that exists somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. This is the locker room that's connected. Interesting that all the benches are kind of just like lining the whole thing, and then the lockers are all over here. That's a little bit strange of a layout, and then like somehow a row of lockers has been brought into one of the shower kind of areas. This is a weird layout though for a locker room. For all of these to be over here. Normally it's like benches in the middle and then like rows of lockers kind of going around them or something like that. Kind of have like this big open distance between that. That feels a little, I don't know, I wouldn't feel very good about privacy in here if it was like, if I was in a real locker room that looked like this. This seems foreboding. And I can't go in it. But you never know. You just never know. I do really like the vibe of this room though. The natural lighting is a very nice touch. He did a really good job for this. It's just weird, like all these benches just being in like this little indent in the wall here, and it's like such a long distance. I've never seen like kind of a pool area that looked like this or had this much open space from like the edge of the pool to the wall in like multiple areas like this. Because like they usually don't have like all of this space. I feel like if they were gonna if like a building was like making a pool in it, I feel like it would like try to use as much of that space as possible for the pool. I feel like it would use more than what is being used here. Let me see if I miss anything, and then I'll do like a little no clip run. I came from that way, and I don't think there was much here. There's that like little utility room. Let me run back over this way. There's the locker room. That was like a dead end, I think. That's closed. I want to see what's in here, if anything. Okay, so nothing there. God, it's so much darker from the outside. Like, actually kind of creepy. Guess that's like their natural light source or whatever. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be much extra from that. I will say the one thing I've noted about a lot of Alex's maps personally is there don't really ever seem to be much in the way of like Easter egg rooms. It's not from what I've seen. I've looked at his international mall map before in one of my videos, and there wasn't like a lot extra there other than like what was organically in the map itself. And then like yeah, like I looked through his Patterson sewer map, there wasn't a whole lot extra there. Like a lot of his maps kind of seem to be like these enclosed sort of spaces that are like a snapshot in a bigger kind of industrial complex or something. Like I don't know, like a map that is just a believable sewer. Like he wants like, a lot of the maps are just kind of believable, potentially real spaces. Like they're not real, but they look like they could be. Um, they're very detail focused on one kind of thing, which is like this is a sewer. This is what a sewer would have. Um, I don't know. It's just interesting little laser focused environments that Alex makes for each one of his maps. And I find that to be pretty interesting with the direction that he takes a lot of them. But this one, I would say, like, just for this room so far, like, the way that he kind of put this one together, I think this might be one of my favorites from him so far. I think my absolute favorite is still the mall, just because there's, like, kind of a lot of environmental storytelling in that one. There isn't as much here, if any, actually, to be honest. Like obviously you can tell like there's like the nature reclaiming here, but there's not much of like a backstory or anything like that. I don't think there was ever supposed to be. But there is this. Like you can tell like that there were squatters here, but like not much of like a story within the map, you know. Still, I like this map. This was a very good map. I think I am going to go ahead and call it there. And I will see if I can take anything from this and make a little video. We'll find out. Um, if I can't, I'm gonna keep doing more streams like this anyway because I need to stream more regardless. I will keep doing streams of maps until I find like a really good one for a video. But I'll see what I can do with what I got today. I think I did get some pretty decent footage relative to last time. So, with that said, thanks everyone for coming in. I'm gonna eat some dinner. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends in VR chat. And then I don't know. We'll figure out what else to I'll figure out what else to do with my evening after that. The world is my freaking oyster. As for who to raid, I guess I could raid Forest again. I don't really see anyone else. I don't really see anyone else I care to raid right now. Let me just make sure they're still going. What is that? It says they're playing Half-Life, but what is on my screen right now is not Half-Life. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Oh, Ty Macy's on Forest stream. Okay, that would explain it. Okay. We'll go raid Forest. Thanks for chilling. I'll see you guys again soon. Hopefully before Sunday. We'll see. But at the very least, I am streaming most likely again on Sunday because that's TF2, and I don't want to miss that if I can help it. But I don't know. Maybe we'll stream again before that. I want to do another crowd control stream soon. And I got back into Peak recently. And I've also gotten back into Among Us recently, which Among Us I don't think has crowd control, but I've been playing that with friends recently, and that's fun. Can't guarantee uh that we won't be playing that. We might end up playing that at some point this week, and if we do, maybe I'll stream it. But I think I might also want to stream Peak again soon with crowd control, because that's always fun, and I want to do that again. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll see you guys next time. Go say hi to Forrest. They're doing some Half-Life. Goodbye. Have a good one.